Wake up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. And MFers is in shambles this morning. But before I get into it, first let me cover my ass. No Diddy. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared on the Flow Show, no filter, are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good. Good morning, y'all. What the hell? Good morning, Rachel. Miss Washington. I'm gonna just say Miss Washington. Good morning to Philly. Who all we got in here today? Angie. Angie says, good morning, Flo and the breakfast crew. Good morning to the Flow Show fam. Good morning to the Wake and Bakers. Hope you got some good Wake and Bake. I hope you got some good Wake and Bake items today. If you know what I mean. This is a crazy thirsty Thursday. Hope you got your water. Good morning, Laura. Good morning to Angie. We got to talk about Diddy. Has Diddy got prosecutors fired, or is there more to the story? Also, Trump has went haywire, and I'm starting to feel a little bit sorry for MAGA at this point, because Trump has told MAGA to kiss his ass, which, if you know Trump, it's not going to be long before he's going to tell you to kiss his ass. I'm not surprised. Like I said, I always have to context this with, I am independent. I have smoke for Democrats and Republicans. It just so happened your boy Trump is on the hot seat because he's the actual fucking president. So here's my smoke. He has told MAGA to kiss his ass. He's already told the rest of us to kiss his ass. But I kind of feel bad for MAGA at this point because, I mean, even the most loyal MAGA person is feeling betrayed this morning. We're going to talk about all that. Good morning. C Tuck in the building. C Tuck say good morning, Flo and crew. Make sure y'all like the live as y'all enter. Please and thank you in advance. Did a whole lot of walking yesterday. Had a good movie night. How many of y'all like the movie? All my Wake and Breakers, how many of y'all love the movie Grown Ups as much as I did? We had movie night last night. We watched Grown Ups. I was cracking the fuck up like it was the first time I ever seen it. I didn't know there was a Grown Ups Part 2. So we watched Grown Ups Part 1. I want to watch Part 2. I don't know how I missed Grown Ups Part 2. But Grown Ups, especially to all the Wake and Bakers. Hey, good morning, Tina. What's up, Tina? Tina says, good morning, Flow crew. I actually made it on time today. Driving to Universal Studios. Nice. Tina, I wish we could switch places. Morning, Steph. Everybody, hey, we got a nice, the crew is in here early today. Let's get it. But yeah, the movie Grown Ups is a funny ass classic. And somehow, we don't know. I didn't know it was a number 2. Anyway, 64 San Jose says, Flo, give me the real news. Need to know why Comey got fired. Well, you know, this is the Flow Show, no filter. I am going to give you my take on it immediately. Every day at the new time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday is when we join and we talk our shit together. Good morning to the chat. And let's get into it. We ain't got a lot of time to waste. Someone said, we here for you, Flo. Okay, so this Diddy thing, a lot of people are assuming that Maurene Comey was fired because of the Diddy case. She didn't get RICO. She didn't get sex trafficking. She got prostitution. We all know that. But a lot of people are thinking she fired because of that. Now we're gonna go over a few articles, but let's break a couple things down before we get into the articles. To be honest, this list is the list that's shocking the whole freaking world right now. She is fired behind, if you remember, Trump, I'm going to get into an article, but if you remember, Trump, I believe, fired her father. Everybody familiar with James Comey? As he was going after Epstein. That is her father. And now that all of this list and Trump is trying to act like the files and lists don't exist, and even his own base is like, hold up, Trump, what the fuck are you doing? Old Donnie boy. I'm starting now. I don't know if I'm calling him Trump no more, y'all. I'm calling him old Donnie boy. I just think old Donnie boy fits him a little more now, because old Donnie boy is in hot water, and all those fiery takes and those strong stances that he loves to take against people, they're coming back to bite him in his ass. Because I was telling, who was that, Shauna yesterday, that, it's one thing, that's like me. It's one thing when you have a strong base. I have a strong base. I have a strong fan base. I have a strong supporters and strong followers, right? And you can tell everybody else to kiss your ass. Like, I tell all the celebrities kiss my ass, whether it's through my show or whether they come creeping in my comments. I tell government officials, if they're not doing what we as the people want, I tell them to kiss my ass. I tell corporations to kiss my ass. When you have a strong base, you can survive that because it's your base, is your foundation. But when you start losing your base, that's like if I start talking some silly shit where y'all even have to say, hold up, we can't rock with Flo on this. Then I'm in trouble. And I'm telling you that because that is where Trump is. Or should I say, old Donnie boy. See, it's one thing to tell people who don't support you in large numbers to kiss your ass, and you can stand up, you can poke your chest out, you can say grab them by the poo-poo. You can get away with all kind of stuff. You can let people out of jail, you can pardon people, as long as you got that base behind you. But see, these Epstein lists has Trump's own base, MAGA in the flesh. MAGA is not rocking with this. And you know why? One thing about us, we may disagree on the economy as a people. We may disagree on how we should go about taxing folks. Or we might disagree on tariffs. We might disagree on pollution and the nature and preserving nature and all of that type of stuff. But one thing as a people we tend to agree on is we are not playing when it comes to our motherfucking children. And that is what old Donnie boy is about to learn. We don't play about trafficking with a T and harming our children. And that is what this Jeffrey case is about, and this list and these files. As strong as I am and as strong as my fan base is, if I came up acting like and saying shit that I don't care about the children and what's going on, everybody heading for the hills on Flo. It don't matter who you is. My point is, I don't give a rat's ass who you are. If you act like you don't give a damn about our children being harmed, then this society will collectively give you the middle finger. I don't care who you are. And that is what old Donnie boy is finding out. I'm going to read you a couple. Thank you for the super chat, 64 Jose. Appreciate it. You know, it goes to a good cause. My belly. And she says, I have a feeling it was because of the Epstein case. Does Comey know something? This is getting real. That's exactly my point. That's exactly what I'm making. Everybody is thinking it's about the Diddy case. No. This is about the Ep case. Because let me make another announcement. I don't know if everybody heard, but Ghislaine has said that she is willing to tell it all. Ghislaine Maxwell, who is serving 20 years for a case that Trump says is a hoax. So if it's a hoax, why is Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20 years? Well, anyway, she recently said that she is willing to tell it all, of course, and she wants some government to give her some leniency or even pardon her. And it just so happens after Ghislaine come out talking about she ready to tell it all, now Maurene Comey is fired. They are trying to eliminate this whole Epstein situation. A lot of people don't know Maurene Comey's father, James Comey, was fired much for the same reason. Going after Epstein. I'm calling him Epstein because they try to suppress this, so I'm gonna try to use his name as least as possible. But see the true YouTubers and podcasters and content creators like me, we don't give a damn about being suppressed. Certain things we just got to talk about. If the views low, the views low. I just want whoever sees this video and hears this podcast to know that we are on their ass about this list. And right now, this list is bringing us all together. You MAGA motherfuckers, Flow community. I got a lot of Trump supporters that listen to this podcast. They know me. I don't hate on Trump. Oh, Donnie boy. I have equal smoke for everybody. I'm not happy with the Democrats. They could do more to get this list exposed. So one thing about me, I have Democrats, Republicans, independents. We all gather in the Flow community. Matter of fact, on yesterday's show, I gave MAGA their flowers because they are holding old Donnie boy accountable. They may have rolled with him through thick and thin, a lot of other controversies. But one thing I can say about this one, when we dealing with our children, MAGA is standing the fuck up. So I had a meet and greet in Atlanta where it was a big Trump rally there, and so many of the people from the Trump rally came over to my meet and greet. That's when I first learned that I had a lot of Trump supporters that followed and loved my content, because there was a big Trump rally in Atlanta. It was the same night as my meet and greet, and a lot of people came from the Trump rally and came to my meet and greet. I said, damn, I got a lot of Trump supporters. Hey, that's cool. Because y'all know me, I don't discriminate against anybody. I think we all, the goal of Flow community and this podcast is to amplify stories that need to be amplified, to stand up for victims, most importantly, women and children, because they have to take a back seat a lot of times. And males, though. It's not just women and children, but we tend to fight for our women and children on this show. You don't have to be a Democrat or a Republican or independent, or you don't even have to fucking vote to be a part of this community, because we all got one common goal. We stand up for victims and we talk about the shit that they don't want us to talk about. That ain't got nothing to do with no political side. That's just, like I said about this whole list thing. It's not about Democrats or Republicans to me. It's about those who give a fuck about our kids against those who don't. That's simple. You can vote for anybody if you want. You can vote for your mama, for all I care. If you on the side of the good and the righteous and people who give a fuck. That's the side I'm on. I don't care if you can love Trump to death. You can love Kamala, Biden, whoever you love is all right with me, as long as you believe in standing up for our children, standing up for our women, and standing up for our men, all victims who get shitted on if you don't have platforms like this. So that Comey situation, we're gonna get into the articles and seeing what the publications are saying. But believe you me, it has nothing to, it's not the Diddy case. They are trying to cover all bases when it comes to this list. This list is rocking the world right now. And ain't enough. They can't suppress it enough because we still talking about it. You can suppress it all you want. We are going to keep. We want the information. We want to know what the hell is going on. But what we do know is Ghislaine Maxwell just recently, it has been said that she is ready to tell it all on Jeffrey, on who was there, on the list, all of that. And that has anybody who ain't on our side, it's got them shaking in their boots right now. And let me tell you something. This is the irony of all of this crap. Listen to this, y'all. And this is why I tend to stand up for women, because as I get older, I really learn how second-class citizen, I'm saying that with quotes, but I really learned how this society really dogs women. Check this out. Epstein has done all of this stuff. Diddy has done all of this stuff. And look at the main people who have been held accountable or have lost things because of this. Out of all this dirty stuff and horrific stuff we've heard about these men doing with these underage people, women, it's the women being held accountable. Ghislaine Maxwell is the only one serving prison time right now. But whatever she's serving prison time for, we know that there were who knows how many men who contributed to this. But for some strange reason, the only person being held accountable right now today is a woman. That ain't it. And there were hella people that contributed to, if you want to say the Diddy, partial guilty, partial not guilty. There were hella people who contributed to whatever went on in the Epstein files. But who is held accountable? Another woman, Maurene Comey. Am I a big fan of Maurene Comey? Not a big fan. But I'm fair and I'm firm. And what I'm saying is, if you look around, good point, Bo. You look around, this society does not have no problem holding a woman accountable for crimes that are based. If you didn't have any men, there wouldn't be no trafficking crimes. This trafficking wasn't, women weren't doing this. Women were the victim in this case. It's the men that make it a crime, yet there's not one single man being held accountable in prison right now as we speak. This is why I do what I do, and I don't give a fuck who says anything, because all I know is you don't understand. You don't have the level of understanding that I have to understand what the hell is going on, and it ain't fucking right. And like Bo said, Abercrombie, they talking about the Abercrombie dude ain't fit to go to trial, so he ain't being held accountable. And he has sex trafficked men believe men and women, but I know men for sure. They were talking about the models and this and that and what he did to them. But take a look, y'all. The only people being held accountable are the women, which is even more disgusting, added on to the fact that this whole situation is horrific. And that's the thing that nobody talks about. Nobody is mentioning that between Ghislaine, Maurene, the Amber Comey dude getting to go whatever, and all of these guys who allegedly participated in this whole listing that got Ghislaine 20 years, why aren't any of the guys being held accountable? Not at all. To the point where, nope, we don't even know who the fuck they are. To me, that's just not fucking right. Right is right, wrong is wrong. How can Ghislaine have 20 years for trafficking, but not a single man who made it a crime? Without the men, there is no crime. Where are they at? We have a Donnie boy who said, there you go, Angie. Thank you, Angie. And any facts that y'all want to add, feel free to put them in the chat because I will announce them because I want people to know every part of this. Angie says, and Virginia hit by a bus. Virginia was another victim. Not here no more. Another woman. So as a man, I can't sit back and see this shit and not say something. My spidey senses get to tingling and my mouth get to running. Because to me, nobody else is saying this. How many other podcasters, news people, or YouTubers have you heard actually call out the fact that only women are being held accountable for this shit? Why everybody talking about the list and this and that? You don't hear anybody even speaking on it. Is it because they don't notice it or are they scared to say it? I don't know which it is, but I know I haven't heard anybody acknowledge the fact that on top of this horrific stuff, the only people being held accountable are women. And that makes it even worse, the whole situation. Lord says flow to go. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I appreciate that. Lord says flow to go. But yeah, it is what it is. Hey, one thing about me, it's hard to argue with me because I only speak facts. I only speak what you can see clearly in 2020 vision. Tell me I'm lying. When I say it's only women being held, how is Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the least important person in the whole thing, she had no power, yet she got 20 years. And now that she has 20 years, now old Donnie boy can even take it a step further and say, this shit ain't even never happened. This is a hoax put together by the Democrats. This is a hoax put together by the Democrats. Really? So why people got 20 years and all this if this is a hoax? Let me read this statement by Trump. This is what Trump said, old Donnie boy. This is what he said about this whole list thing. And this is what has not only the world up in arms, but his own base. And we're going to get into how many people he has lost. This is what he says. Now, mind you, before I read this, I want to let you know there were children horrifically harmed in this whole Epstein situation. I just want you to know that for those that may not have known. And this is not speculation. We have a woman serving 20 years because of this crap. So this ain't no allegedly, fuck the allegedlys. This is This has went through the court system. As a matter of fact, Jeffrey, we don't know if he unalived himself, if somebody unalived him, or if he's still alive and on a damn island somewhere. We don't know. But this is the situation. Now, I want to put that in context before I read what old Donnie Boy said. Now, he's speaking on what I just spoke on. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. Just like with the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, whatever, the lying 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Democrats swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Now, I'm going to continue reading this bullshit. But a Jeffrey Epstein hoax. We have children that were taken advantage of and completely violated. We have a woman who supposedly put all this together, serving 20 years. And old Donnie Boy is calling it the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. I don't care if you a Democrat or Republican, you should not let no man, nobody get away with talking like this. Our kids are watching this, y'all. These kids nowadays, I don't care if they're 8, 9 years old. They are very advanced, man. And I'm sure y'all notice that these kids with all this technology and what the hell, the iPads and all of that, they are very advanced. They know exactly what the hell is going on. Even if they don't tell us everything they know, they understand. And if we sit up here and let old Donnie Boy and the people like him talk like this, our children are going to lose faith in us. Because they know what's going on with the list in Epstein, even if we don't want them to know. You know, we try to shelter and hide this evil crap from our children. But let's be honest, man. We knew what the hell was going on when we were children, and these children are way more advanced than us. But he had the nerve to just call it a hoax. Like, this ain't nothing to play with. Ain't none of us playing. I'm not playing. This isn't a fun game. I'm not playing a game about this list shit. And he even went as far as to say, and my past supporters have bought into this bullshit. Hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history. And all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking about our incredible and unprecedented success because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Trump said he don't even want your support. If you care about the Ep list, Trump said he don't even want your support. This is why I opened the show and said, y'all, I feel a little bad for MAGA this morning because ain't nothing like your hero telling you to kiss their ass. And that is what Trump did, aka old Donnie Boy. That's what he did yesterday. I felt bad. I felt bad. And it goes back to what I always tell y'all. This is why I love being independent. Democrat, Republican, whoever, ain't none of them my hero. I judge as we go along. If it's a Republican talking some good shit, he got my attention. If it's a Democrat talking some good shit, he got my attention. But then after you talking some good shit and you got my attention, now I'm waiting for you to follow through and execute on that good shit. And that's when you will have my support. See, I love that. I don't have to run through a brick wall for somebody who's going to tell me to kiss their ass the minute they are doing something that's obviously in his best interest. I haven't dove into the Israel's aspect, but there's a lot of people saying that Trump, whether you believe he's on the list, whether you believe he was a part of this stuff, but old Donnie Boy is protecting because they're saying a lot of Israel-connected people are on the list. And if the list gets exposed, it's going to expose Israel and everybody in alignment with them. I haven't done a deep dive, but podcasts that I listen to, that I trust, have said these things. And I will, when I get time, do my own deep dive. But these are podcasts that I listen to and I trust. And I've been listening to these podcasts for years. And they always give good information. So they are saying that is a big reason. You can look it up yourself and find out what the connection is. But that is what I'm hearing through my podcast that I value and listen to. But that is a sad message by Trump. And let me tell you another thing. I don't know if y'all remember, but ever since TikTok got in bed with our government and this and that, everybody knows TikTok has not been the same. But let me tell you something, how much they are trying to suppress this content. I did the same exact video. All I did was cover what Trump said. All I did was cover it. What Trump said, and that was basically it. Gave all the information. What he said and what the people are saying. Do y'all know I put that same video on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok? How about TikTok removed it for community guidelines? That's why I don't even fucking like TikTok anyway. But I just post on there because I got a lot of fans on there, and they that's the only app they use. I don't like TikTok at all. TikTok removed a video of me just telling what the president said and giving context of what he's talking about. TikTok removed it for community guidelines. No other app. I haven't got no type of violation, no type of warning, nothing from no other app, but TikTok removed it as if I said some crazy shit. That's why I say fuck TikTok for real. But it just proves my point. They are trying to suppress this information as much as they can. How do I have a video on every app known to man, but TikTok pulls it like I'm on there starting a race riot or extreme terrorism or whatever they call it? I woke up this morning, I looked on TikTok, I said, your video has been removed for community guidelines violation. What the fuck? All I did was talk about and post what the damn president said, which is all over the whole internet. That's why I don't give a fuck about TikTok. Fuck TikTok. TikTok is owned and they don't want people to know what is happening with our children. Exactly. Fuck TikTok. That's why I don't give a damn about TikTok. I was making a lot of money on TikTok, and then when they banned my page, I said, fuck them, and my whole movement exploded. So thank you, TikTok. TikTok exploded my movement because everybody ran to my podcast, and they ran to all my other socials when TikTok banned me for no reason. I didn't have any strikes, any warnings, none of that shit. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat, super sticker, Steph, and let's read this. She says, I invested years of my life on the Epstein case. It makes me sick that Jim got 20 and nobody else was held accountable. Yeah, Ghislaine got 20 and no one else was held accountable. It makes me sick. At least we are speaking up for the victims. Yes, Steph, and we're gonna keep speaking. I really like that statement, Steph, because that's exactly how I feel. I don't how all these men contributed to this Epstein stanky situation. Yet the only person being held accountable is a woman, and she got 20 years. And all these perverts and creeps are walking around free as a bird. And now they have taken it a step further. They're not even acknowledging this female that got 20 years. They like, look, this shit never happened. As a matter of fact, y'all stupid for even talking about it. And TikTok, I'm bringing awareness to this. I'm just telling the world what the president said, and TikTok removes my video talking about community guidelines. What the fuck community guidelines did I break? So that's why I don't give a damn about TikTok, y'all. I use it to make videos because I'm really good with their editing software, and you have to post it on there or they'll have a watermark on it. It's kind of weird content creating type stuff. So I just make my video there and I post. I don't give a damn what TikTok says. I don't care about my how many followers I have on TikTok. I have no faith and no trust in TikTok. And it's for this reason. How am I waking up getting a community guidelines on a fucking story that the whole world talking about? And I didn't even say anything. I just told what the fuck happened. So once again, fuck TikTok. So, but thank you, Steph. And I'm gonna read that one more time. About the fact that she says, this need to be read again. It makes me sick that Ghislaine Maxwell got 20 years and nobody else is held accountable to this day. And you got people that don't even want to stand up for that. You know how obvious is it that something sinister is going on? I repeat, there is no crime without the men. These little people, and when I say little people, y'all know what I'm talking about because certain words are triggering to this algorithm. When I say little people, I mean little people who aren't old enough to vote. If people who aren't even old enough to vote were violated in this situation, but they were violated by men. Without the men, we have no crime. Yet, Ghislaine is the only one serving 20 years. If you don't have a problem with that, then I have a problem with you. Now, fast forward, now they are telling us and trying to bully us just because we are holding them to the words they said. I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way, because I actually put a little short clip of old Donnie Boy talking about how he's going to address and this stanky situation needs to be handled, and he's going to address it when he gets into office, and it's a serious situation on that island, and blah, 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 blah. And now you talking about it's a hoax? MAGA, get your boy. MAGA, get your boy. How can you say that I'm going to give you the Diddy list, I'm going to give you the Ep list, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then get in and say it's a hoax by the Democrats? Well, what the hell were you talking about then? But that's the one thing I love about our society, y'all. We might be on different sides of the coin on a million different issues. But when it comes to the kids, we pull together. Because one thing about us, I don't care if you the meanest motherfucker around, if you the nicest person, if you an introvert, if you an extrovert, if you a loner, if you somebody that like to kick it with a lot of people, whatever type of person you are, one thing we all got in common is we will tear this motherfucker up about our kids. My son, 18 years old, and I will still rip somebody to pieces over him as if he's 3 years old. And one thing about it, he knows it, and everybody around him knows it. Flo is crazy when it comes to his kid. You can do anything you want to do. You can talk shit about me. You can do all kind of stuff to me. You can call me out my name. I will stay just as calm as you see me right now. But if you so much as bat an eye to little Harold, you have unlocked the most ferocious pit bull you would ever want on your ass. I don't even want to get into the stories before I grew into a more mature man of when my son was 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old, and he had problems, and some of the things, some things I did to check motherfuckers. That's how I know how much we care about our kids. I would act a fool about I'm glad I'm older and more mature, and I grew, and I gained a little more patience for people. But when I was in my 20s, early 20s, late 20s, and you fucked around with my son, people knew to leave my son alone. Because I didn't even, hey, look, I'm going to be wrong. I'm not trying to be right when it comes to my son. I'm just trying to be on your ass. I didn't care who thought I was wrong for this or wrong for that. When it came to my son, whatever I had to do to let people know to leave this one alone, I was willing to do it. You couldn't talk me out of it. So I know firsthand, and I know I ain't the only one that's like that about our children. So that's why when it comes to this list shit and children were involved and people trying to act like ain't nothing happened and all that, I don't play. I tell people all the time, the reason I'm so passionate about it is because I know y'all love y'all children like I love mine. And so just because it ain't mine being harmed, it feels like it's mine because I feel like if I allow everyone else's children to be harmed, eventually that can come home to roost to me. So we got to stop this shit in its tracks. I'm not playing with Trump, old Donnie boy, or anybody else who is on that side. This ain't no political issue. This is right and wrong, not Democrat and Republican. Lord Clifford, thank you for the super chat. Lord says, flow for president, Angie. VP, I like that. I like that. And I like it. I'll rally the base here. They might, hey, look, if Trump was able to, if old Donnie boy was able to become president, I think I can slip through the crack. I will run the hell out this country in the right way. But yeah, so that's where my passion comes from because I am passionate about my child. I'm passionate about our children. And I know my community is also passionate about y'all's. And so that is why I attack shit with the passion that I do, because it to me, it feels like my child. Your child gets harmed, it feels like my child. These kids supposed to be playing games and able to be free and able to be innocent and able to just grow up. And we got to wonder, are they going to be treated fairly? Are they going to be violated and nobody give a fuck? So that was a 44-minute intro because we got to get into these articles. Thank you for hearing. I appreciate y'all for letting me rant and rant and rave as I do. But I don't like it's one thing to not have a list and we fighting for the list and we fighting for information, but you're not about to just dog the shit out of us too. I don't like that. So let's get into this article discussing why or giving us the information about yet another woman being held accountable when men are involved overwhelmingly in this situation. And this is about Maurene Comey. This is from ABC News, not my favorite publication, but y'all know I like to spread it around so nobody can say I'm biased to any publication. I use them all. So today we're using ABC News. Maurene Comey, federal prosecutor in Sean Diddy Combs and Ghislaine Maxwell cases, fired. The Justice Department on Wednesday fired Maurene Comey from the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, where she most recently led the prosecution of Sean Diddy Combs, multiple sources tells ABC News. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan declined to comment. A spokesman for the Justice Department did not immediately respond to a call for comment. Comey was a highly regarded assistant U.S. attorney who successfully prosecuted Ghislaine Maxwell, the former associate of sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, and multiple gang members before the split verdict earlier this month in the trial of Combs, who was convicted of a prostitution-related charge but acquitted of more serious charges. Comey was involved in the office's case against Epstein, who died by unaliving himself allegedly in 2019 at New York City's Metropolitan Correctional Center while he was awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. Now, let me stop right there. This happened in 2019, which means these crimes took place previous to that. But let's deal with this 2019. We are in 2025. A whole 6 years later. And 6 years later, old Donnie Boy is just now calling this a hoax? You telling me within this whole 6 years period, it wasn't a hoax? As a matter of fact, it was a big promise you made about bringing out the list and doing this and doing that. Now, 6 years later, it's just a hoax. And now we're getting cussed out for asking about information on these files. We getting cussed out. We are getting, old Donnie Boy is dogging us. The American people, he is dogging us more than the perverts who were wrapped up in this shit. Think about that. We are getting cussed out more than the people who participated in this trifling shit that has Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20 years. So something happened. And she's serving 20 years because of the people who are not old enough to vote being caught up in this, being violated. Yet we are the ones being cussed out, not the people who were the perverts behind this. Think about that, y'all. Donnie Boy cussing us out. I ain't harmed no kids. Y'all haven't harmed no kids. Why are we getting cussed out? Because they're trying to hide something. That's why. They are trying to hide this list with their life depending on it right now. And we're going to keep the pressure on. But just keep that in mind. You haven't harmed any kids. I haven't harmed any kids. Yet we're getting cussed out. They're being exposed. MAGA, get your boy. You know, I love y'all, MAGA, because I love everybody who on the side of right and wrong, on the right. If you're on the side of what's right and protecting children, you can vote for and ride for whoever you want. But right now, MAGA, get your boy. He tripping. He tripping. Back to the article. Comey is the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, who President Donald Trump fired during his first term in office because he initiated the Russia investigation. According to sources, Trump privately vented about having a Comey work in his administration. This marks the latest shakeup for the nation's most prominent federal prosecutor's office. In April, the office's top prosecutor, Matthew Podolsky, agreed to step aside, cleared the way for Trump to install Jay Clayton, his nominee for interim U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. Podolsky had taken over for Daniel Sassoon, who in February resigned in protest of the Justice Department's orders to drop corruption charges against New York Mayor Eric Adams. Sassoon had been named interim U.S. attorney by Trump when the president fired Edward Kim, who assumed the role during the change in administrations. So it's so much covering up going on, a lot going on. Exactly. When he saw her being prosecuted, this is a great point. Let me slide on up. Let me slide on up to Melissa. Melissa says, why didn't he pull her off the case when he saw she was prosecuting? Why did he wait till she loses? So many questions. So many questions. But now Maurene Comey is fired. James Comey is fired. Is he going to try to fire everybody who's going to try to get to the bottom of this Epstein situation? I don't know. But the people are not playing around. Polls. Listen to how this is affecting. Now, this is a crisis. There's another article from Yahoo News, CBC. Trump's MAGA base is in crisis over the Epstein files. Could it cost Republicans the midterm? As Donald Trump supporters expressed anger with the U.S. president over his administration's handling of the Jeffrey files, he says he no longer wants their support, and he might not get it in the 2026 midterms. Trump and members of his administration have long promised to release any documents related to Epstein, a convicted child sex offender and former financier. The file allegedly included a client list commonly believed by conspiracy theorists to be a record of politicians and celebrities associated with Epstein's alleged sex trafficking operation. Let's drop that word conspiracy. This ain't no damn conspiracy no more. Because what the hell are y'all hiding? Release the information. We have someone serving 20 years behind this. There has to be a lot of information. I don't want to hear about no conspiracy crap, because what the fuck are y'all hiding? Why are y'all hiding then? Throw these comments up on the stage. What do y'all have to hide? But his administration's backtracking on the issue has ignited a new wave of distrust. Attorney General Pam Bondi has sidestepped questions after teasing that an Epstein list was on her desk. The Justice Department has said there's no list, and Trump himself has downplayed the issue. No, he ain't downplayed it. See, this is why we get some information from this legacy media, but this is why you can't all the way trust them, because they want to sugarcoat shit for their own benefit. Trump is not downplaying it. He passed that. He's saying it's a fucking hoax. That's not downplaying it. ABC News, or no, Yahoo News. I don't know who writes y'all articles, Yahoo News, but downplaying it and what Trump doing is two different things. Old Donnie Boy said it's a hoax, and he said he don't give a damn who called him for the list. If you call him for the list, he don't want your support. That's not downplaying. Don't play don't give me your word salad or your word tricks. Don't say downplay. This ain't no downplay. But this is why y'all got people like me and the other people who keep it real, because they try to slip little words in there to just sugarcoat shit. I ain't letting it slide. Ain't no downplay. Downplaying it is, hey, y'all, we're going to get to the list. I don't know if it's quite as serious as you guys think it is, but we're going to handle it. That's kind of like downplaying it. Saying it's a hoax and telling everybody kiss your ass is not downplaying it. It's much worse. Like I said, he don't want your support no more. And MAGA is seeing this as a betrayal because Trump positioned himself as somebody who truly was going to fight for them and basically unlock what they consider to be a conspiracy that the government has propagated over the past many years. That includes an unproven theory that Trump himself is on the list, given his association with Epstein in the 1990s and the 2000s. Jeffrey Epstein is not something that is on the top of the mind for most people in the United States, but is in the top mind of us. That is very concerning for Donald Trump because it can hurt him politically. Trump has cultivated a base that includes people prone to conspiracy theories and mistrust. That's partly because the president has pushed so many conspiracies himself. Even back to claiming the U.S. President Barack Obama rigged the 2020 presidential election, or tried to, or whatever. But now, many of them are feeling betrayed themselves. Now, let me read some of these Trump supporters that have spoken out. This one, okay, check this out. This is from a guy named Even Kilgore. He is verified on X. He has hundreds of thousands of followers. And this post, when I screenshotted this post, it had 2 million views. That was yesterday morning. Who knows how many views it has now? Thank you. Tatum Taylor says, hey, everyone, new follower, but love your content. Thank you so much, Taylor. I appreciate it. So check this out, y'all. And there are many Trump supporters who have said this same thing, but I think this captures it the best. Yvonne says, I've been a loyal Trump supporter since 2016. Evan, I think it's Evan. I'm sorry, I'm saying Yvonne. Evan Kilgore. He says, I've been a loyal Trump supporter since 2016. I lost a job, friendships, been smeared online, doxxed, and pressed charges on people who've stalked and harassed me for supporting him. If Trump doesn't want my support because I care about the Epstein files, then I'm done. Bye. This is a new Trump supporter. I mean, it's not new. This is words from a loyal Trump supporter who is done because of this whole Epstein file. For Trump to say, because you care about children being harmed, I don't want your support, that's a hell of a statement. That's a hell of a statement. That's a hurtful statement if you are somebody who has, like this guy said, has went through the fire, through thick and thin, to stand behind old Donnie boy. And now he's saying, I don't even want your support. I'm already the president. Basically, what he's saying is, I already got what I want. I'm already the president. My second term, I'm able to do whatever the fuck I want. Probably won't be a president anymore because you can only have 2 terms unless they change the whole fucking rule. But as it stands right now, he is a lame duck president who is on his way out and he got what he wanted. So fuck y'all. That's basically what he's saying. It hurts me to say that. And I have to context this every time I say this shit so people are clear. I am independent. So don't be acting like, don't try to go around talking about I'm some liberal or I'm some Democrat hating on Trump. I have smoke for all their asses. But just in case somebody just hopped on this chat or just hopped on this show, I have to say that every time because I don't want my message being devalued by somebody trying to say I'm just some Democrat hating on Trump because I ain't. I'm independent. I got smoke for Democrat, everybody. It's just right now it's Trump on the hot seat because why? Because he's actually the fucking president right now. I don't want to talk about no other president. I don't want to talk about Biden. He can't do shit right now. I don't want to talk about Obama. He can't do shit right now. I want to talk about old Donnie boy who is saying things like, we are bad people because we care about what's going on. Here's another quote. This guy is Philip Anderson, another verified person. Says, breaking news, Donald Trump says that we are, quote unquote, bad people for demanding for the Epstein files and the list to be released. And Philip also says, hey, Donnie, the bad people are the PDF files. And you know, PDF files, I really mean the other word. This person right here made the same point I said. How are we getting cussed out worse than the actual PDF files? How are we getting cussed out more than the pervs who perpetuated this bullshit? But because we want to know the information, we getting cussed out. Thank you, Miss Taylor, for the $5 super sticker, super chat. I don't know if you're a new follower, so all super chats go to a great cause, which is feeding my belly. I am a greedy human being. I love to eat, and I use all my super chats and super stickers to go to eating a good balanced meal and feeding my big ass. I'm a big boy. 263, 235. And with all these super chats coming in, I might be 240 pounds at this point. 6'3", 240-pound man who loves to eat. So all the super chat, super stickers go straight to my belly, and I love it. So thank you, Taylor. Everybody tell Taylor, thank you for coming in as a new member and coming in and hitting the ground running with a super chat, super sticker. So I appreciate it. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. C. Tuck said it's outright denial. Everybody say 100% C. Tuck. We got new supporters, but yeah, I couldn't believe. I could believe it. I'm not gonna say I couldn't believe it, but I can't believe how much they just tell us to kiss their ass and think we're gonna just go for it. And also thank Taylor for becoming a new member, a new YouTube member as well. Taylor, I thank you for that as well. And anybody else, if you want to support the channel, please become a YouTube member. It helps. And we're growing our YouTube community. Monique, I believe Monique is already a member. Shout out to Monique. Always appreciate her support. But this is just bullshit. And this isn't over. This is gonna continue to play out. I'm gonna continue to cover it, and I'm gonna say again, Maurene Comey was not fired because of. Okay, Taylor says she's been watching my content for a few months now, and I know you are just good. Yes, yes, yes. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All I do is speak for y'all. I don't do nothing too amazing. I don't do nothing too complicated. I just speak from my heart, and I speak for the people. I don't take no side or no Democrat, no this, no that, no race, no nothing. Y'all know I'm a black man. I'm always gonna hold down my people for sure. But when it comes to justice and victims and getting justice, I don't see no color. I see issues. I see shit that needs to be attacked. I don't look for a certain race to do this and do that. I just look at an issue. If it needs to be attacked, I attack that motherfucker. That is my secret sauce. That is my superpower. That is what I do, and that's who I am. I can only be who I am. I don't care about what people want me to be or what they think I should be or what they think I should do with my platform. I tell people all the time, it was my blood, sweat, and tears that built this platform. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what the fuck to do with my platform that I sacrificed life and limb to build from 1 follower to 400,000-500,000 followers. I built that myself, locking myself in my bedroom for a year straight, dropping 6 videos a day, covering all the most important stories to the people, not even knowing that it would turn into all of this. But I put that work in. And unless you put that work in with me, unless you was right on side of me, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day making 6 videos, you can't tell me what the fuck to do with my platform. I am going to continue to be a voice of the people. I'm going to continue to be a voice for women and children. I'm going to continue to amplify victims' voices, and I'm going to continue to have smoke for the elites, for the celebrities, for the corporations, and anybody else that don't give a damn about the people who support their asses. The people pay. You ain't a celebrity if it ain't because of it ain't for the people. You ain't a big corporation if it ain't for the people. You're not elite in making billions of dollars if it ain't for the people purchasing your crap. So I am the middleman between y'all to say, look, you're not gonna live and eat and live in your mansions and have all of this shit off the backs of the people and then treat us like shit. That is who I am. And that is who I will forever be, long until I'm not here no more. My words will live on. And I will continue to spark the youth. And y'all don't even know, it's so many younger versions of me who say, damn, now they want to cover the news. Now they want to be a journalist. The young people, they looking at me and saying, damn, being a journalist is kind of cool. And so it's a whole crop of little no filter flows that are coming up the ranks. As I slow down, as I get older and I can't muster up the energy that I used to, I got the younger versions coming, y'all. Because they are motivated by my words. I speak to everybody, and that's a blessing because so many people from 18 to 80 years old can understand my message. And that is a very special thing to me. The fact that I can relate to the young and the old, it just gives the movement power, and I feel good. Thank you to everybody in the Flow community. Y'all make this thing go. Let me put the subscription link for my podcast, which is on Apple and Spotify. Don't ever forget that Apple and Spotify is where this whole podcast took off. And so I will never, ever, ever, ever forget about my Apple, Spotify, and my Apple and Spotify family. And I want y'all to continue to support my Apple and Spotify audio podcast because it is what started this whole podcast. I wouldn't be on YouTube and Facebook right now if the Apple and Spotify people did not blow up my podcast on the audio because it let me know that I was good at this shit. I didn't know shit about, I never thought I would ever do a podcast. I never thought I would enjoy it. I love it to death. But again, it is my Apple and Spotify family who are responsible for this podcast being what it is. And I want everybody to know that. I want my YouTube family to know that. I want my Facebook family to know that. My Instagram, TikTok, everybody. I want everybody to know that it is my Apple and Spotify family who took this podcast from zero to what it is now. So please continue to support me on Apple and Spotify. If it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be no us. So I just want to give them their flowers. Continue. I got 5-star ratings on Apple. My rating dropped to 4.9. It might be back to a 5.0 on Spotify, 5-star. But if you can on Spotify, please go give me 5 stars to get me back up to 5 stars. You know, the little Mohawk Diddy's got mad at me. So they start trying to bring my rating down on Spotify. But we getting it back. But I'm still 5 stars on Apple. Much love to my YouTube family. From a zero to a hero. Short thing, Angie. I appreciate that. Oh, Steph said, I started on Apple Podcasts with you, Flo. Now I watch your live. I have to go back to my true crime in the car. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, YouTube, the support on YouTube, I'm going to be quite honest with y'all, is what pays me the most. I'm just saying it, I keep it real with y'all. So continue to support the YouTube. Continue to tell your friends to tune into YouTube. I just want to make sure that everybody understands and knows, because it means a lot to me that the people on Apple and Spotify just gravitated to my podcast so much and blew it up. I just want to continue to let people know that they can catch me on there, and continue to get my Apple and Spotify family who listen to this in their car, who listen to the audio, to let them know that they always will know that there's never will be a day that I will not acknowledge and appreciate what the Apple and Spotify audio people did for my movement. But if you watch it on YouTube, you watch it on Facebook, wherever is comfortable for you, do it. I'm not, do it, watch it wherever. And on that note, let's get to I'm out. Tomorrow is Friday. We got to get to, and please subscribe. I'm going to put the link. If you want to support the podcast, keep the lights on. I put the Buzzsprout link in the chat again. It's also in the notes. Also, you can get your merch on andidon'tLikeIt.com. Let me throw that in the chat. Get you a hoodie. Get you a t-shirt. Get you a coffee mug. Get you something. Go to the merch store, andidon'tLikeIt.com, and grab you something. Other than that, let's get to our mouths. Everybody have a great day. See y'all tomorrow again at 8:30, the new time, 8:30 a.m. Tomorrow, I will be unpacking some more of this Diddy mess, and I will see what today is going to bring with this whole Donnie Boy and MAGA and the list and Ep and Ghislaine and Comey. I'm sure there's going to be a fallout today like no tomorrow, and I'm going to get it right down into it. Laura says, I wouldn't know what a podcast was before Flo. Thank you, Laura. Laura has been a great supporter, great energy. Laura says, love the Flo Show. Love you more, Laura. And the rest of y'all are amazing. Y'all make my job very easy. Rachel, love you too. She said, I'm out. Have a great day, Flo. And Wake and Bake Crew. Wake and Bake Crew. Love you too, Angelique. Love ya. I'm out. Yeah, thank you, Angelique. Y'all are the best. Like I said, y'all make it easy, and y'all gave me the best job I could ever have. Angie says, love you, Flo and the fam. Love you more, Angie. Love you so much, and appreciate the support that y'all all show me every day that I turn this and fire up this laptop. Shout out to some of the people who aren't able to join us because of the new time. Nadreema being one of them. I haven't seen Meg in a while, Sybil, but I hope they all are able to catch it on replay on YouTube. Miss Taylor says, finna get to work. Keep up the good work, King. I'm out. Thank you so much. Laura says, have a great day. I'm out. I got 5 on your Spotify. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if y'all can go to Spotify and give me 5 stars, I would greatly appreciate that, because I want my podcast to continue to have 5 stars on all platforms. The only platform that dropped by 1 point, I'm at 4.9 on Spotify. So if you can go to Spotify and hook a bro up, I appreciate it. Cindy says I'm out. Where my boy C Tuck at? You know it ain't right until C Tuck hit us with an I'm out. Where the hell is C Tuck at? C Tuck, where you at? We need that C Tuck, I'm out. Tina says the same. I don't know. C Tuck might have been out here. At any rate, okay, I think I see it. Hold on. Did I miss C Tuck's I'm out? Hold up. Oh, there we go. You know it ain't right till we get to C Tuck. I'm out. Much love to all of y'all. I will get down to the bottom of this list shit. Continue with Diddy. Any other story come up, I got y'all. What if I told y'all? I love y'all, but I am out.